Hello, welcome back to Nightmares Gaming. We'll be starting on episode number 3 here. At the end of the previous episode, I was in the process of leveling up my people. I have done that. I'm going to do that from now on off screen, just to make things simpler, and you ain't watching me stare at stats for like an hour trying to plan out a build, or trying to remember my build, the build that I'm going for. Okay. So in this situation, last we left off, we did not show the light because, well, this character's viewpoint on things is these people are probably not strong enough to be able to venture up into the surface, especially with a demon attack going on right now. We don't know what's up there going on. A little iffy. He's a little bit naive. He just thinks that Lana's a bit on the naive side. It seems to him that Land's a bit gun-ho. He wants to get everybody going, rallied up, and just march on out there, and he thinks everything's just going to be a happy-go-lucky, and that's how things are going to go. At least that's the impression that I'm getting. So, in our leveling up, what have we gained? I gained an extra 2 more HP because I have no con. Yes, no con. I forgot my build. But anyway, this is going to be a problem. So, one of the first things we're going to need to get me is a Bellicon, whenever that comes up. Next thing being, so we're going to lose lane. Okay? No spoilers here, but it's like the next step that it's going to be lane. We're going to lose lane. I went ahead and leveled up just in case. Just because he was there to be leveled up. I just took him further into the monk. No big deal. Her. Now, everything's a little bit more standard with these three. Like, he's now level 2 Arcanist. She's now level 2 Witch. I grabbed... Actually, let's just go into the screen here, and I'll show you what I gave them. So, class. She gained Ice Plant. She can cast a little bit more spells. So, if I go to her spellbook, she has an extra slot. I need to figure out something to put there. They have her standard with Cure Light Wounds. I would say that's great and all, but we'll think about this in a second. Let me just finish what I was talking about. She's still suffering from Blight, which has progressed. She has taken some strength damage, so she's down to strength 5, because ability damage -4. Yay, because Demon Plague. Yeah. It's fun with the Pathfinder games. They did this in Pathfinder Kingmaker, where they just throw a whole lot of diseases and plagues at you at level 1 when you can't deal with them, so you can very quickly spiral into a situation where you have a party that doesn't function, when they gave you a party that already didn't function, because the character builds in Pathfinder Kingmaker were terrible. Their stat distribution for their classes. You had a paladin. You had a fighter with 15 charisma, because at one point she was a paladin, but nothing to reflect that in her abilities. So they didn't even give her an anti-paladin or anything else. Had a mod installed to fix that. Thank goodness. Anyway, Sheila. An extra level paladin. There's not many options. As far as skills go, do what you want with the skills. You really just need to make sure that you go, hey, I need to cover all my bases here. So when it comes to skills, we'll go over to summary, right? So you need someone with high athletics, high mobility. These do come up. You need someone with high perception. This is constantly coming up. Persuasion depends on if you want to do all the dialogue stuff. Knowledges, again, for the most part, these don't. They come up often enough most of the time in dialogue, but there are a few clickies. You click on them, and you get your dialogue. You get a little more information about the world, where you get a little bit of extra XP through the process. Stealth comes up occasionally. Trickery, traps. You need it for traps. Huge magic device. You can forget about that one. But anyway, so it's up to you how you level up people to maximize this stuff. But as of right now, I put Sheila's points into perception, mainly because she just doesn't have the stats to really benefit anything else. Persuasion, sure, but I'm already going that. She has 1 rank in athletics starting out. I put 2 points into mobility because it scales off of dexterity. From there, I put 2 ranks into perception because perception is king at all times. Land, we're not gonna keep him, so I think I threw it in perception, and then whatever, I don't know what else I threw it into. Oh yeah, I just put him where he started out with. So if you're gonna keep land, very strong character actually. If you show the light, you get to keep him. Later on, you get another chance. So if you didn't show the light, you can still keep land, but you got to make the right decision later. So athletics and mobility. There's only about like 3 people that are good at these that you're gonna get in your party, unless you make a mercenary. Alright. So keep that in mind. Lan is a very good option for this because of his stat distribution being quite even. Having a 17-17. Keep in mind, -2 because of fatigue right at the moment. But because of his 17-17, he's going to be decently good at both of these. Though, since he is doing a dex bow, he's using a ranged weapon. He's built for a ranged weapon. His class is designed for a ranged weapon. You're probably going to be bumping up his dex. So, like, one of these is going to outscale the other. There is another character later on that I prefer for both of these, to a degree. We'll talk about that later when we get to him. Perception, great. And that's really all there is to him. So, class. So what we got was, what I chose was precise shot. That's the only choice you get to make. Also, I way of the bow, long bow. Here's something to point out as far as bows are concerned. Go longbow. In this game, it's a little bit different. In Pathfinder pen and paper, go longbow. There's no disadvantages to you. There's no advantages a short bow gives you over longbow. So that's something to keep in mind. Even in this game, that is also true. There's no advantages to the short bow over the long bow. I would like to see a little bit of a deviation from the pen and paper on this. I would like to see some benefit for the short bow, maybe a better crit range, something. But as it stands, the longbow gives you longer range. That's the advantage of the longbow over the short bow. It has longer range, same as damage, same everything else. So, might as well just use the longer range weapon. Point blank shot becomes a little fun, but whatever. Already covered her, already covered you. Me, there's nothing to talk about because Arcanist gets nothing at level 2 other than an extra spell slot. Speaking of spell slot book. He doesn't even get a spell slot. Oh. Okay. So, since we're about ready to rest, I have Mage Armor, which is superior to Shield at this moment. I can either keep the Magic Missile, or I can swap out Magic Missile for something else. Now, at level 2, this will last for 2 minutes, so I think I'm going to go with Enlarged Person. Yes. Yes. That's an interesting button. Anyway. So, there we go. That's the party. This is where we left off. We are going to continue. Oh, yes. She has a spell slot now.
Heart to me.
I need to give her a spell slot. What do we want on you? That is the question. You're going to get Enlarged Person. So maybe I don't want Enlarged Person, because she has Enlarged Person. Maybe I want Grease. See, the thing is, Grease. Grease is a very powerful spell in the fact that it's just roll DCs. Roll. Downsides to Grease. You can't walk over it either. And that's the downside. But it can lock down a room and make it so that your other party members can deal with the room easier. So I'm going to go with Grease. We do have a range. melee, melee. We can give her a bow. She's probably going to be switching to a bow because she's not going to do any damage with melee at this moment due to, yeah, she's switching to a bow. Inventory, you. Scratch that. She's switching over to a crossbow, which sucks. Oh my gosh. You are in a bad situation, my girl. Oh man, and there's nothing I can do about it. Because we have inflict light wounds, and that's it. Well, take that off. Take that off. What is this? Large person. Yeah. Well, this can go to Sheila. We got Shield of Faith. Okay, you can keep that. And Cure Light Wounds can stay in the bag. Okay. Well. You're in a bad situation. So we're probably just going to give you the crossbow. Take this off. Take that off. Give you the crossbow. Can't get you down to light load, which is where you want to be. Just reasons. You take minuses if you're encumbered. So like here, she's taking penalty time. Penalties are a check. Max dexterity bonus, mobility, athletics, stealth, speed. All because she got Demon Plague, and it rolled maximum when she had to make the save. Actually, no, wait a minute. Why are you having strength damage? Because she got hit by some sort of poison somewhere along the line. That's why. I don't really remember what hit her, but something hit her. So now she's in a very bad state. I don't know what to do with her. She's useless at this point. She's going to be useless for the next, like, 3 episodes now because of that. That being said, now, we went through all the characters. Oh, yes. Did I say what I went through? Whatever. We're just going to repeat it if I did. She is I don't think I did. She is the interesting one. I'm going Alchemist and Vivisectionist. This is not what I'm going to be staying in. She's just doing 1 level dip in to get mutagen. She doesn't have the intelligence score to cast spells. As you can see here. I'm glad that this is implemented into the game. I don't know if it was ever implemented, if it was implemented in the Kingmaker or not, but I'm glad to see it here. Alright. So at 1, now what does she gain out of these spells? That's the other question. She gains shield. I gave her reduced Persian because I couldn't think of anything else in Cure Light Wounds. There's really not many things on the spell list that really benefit her. Shield is probably the only thing that would benefit her because she's never going to have a shield bonus. So, character, class. But the real reason why we took the Vivisectionist is because the extra sneak attack damage. Sure, she doesn't have a bonus base attack bonus, as she's still sitting at base attack bonus of +1. That will change next level, no matter what class I pick. Fantastically. Well, I think. Anyway, the next class she's going into is going to be Slayer. And I haven't decided if I'm going to keep her in Slayer throughout the entire time, or go into Assassin. That's the real question, is whether or not I take her into Assassin as well. But, as of right now, it's going to be going into Vivisectionist, and then next level it's going into Slayer. Slayer, I believe, you may ask why not Ranger. Well, she doesn't have the Wisdom score to really benefit from the spells of Ranger. And there's a lot of things in Ranger that are really good, and you kind of want. But, that being said, there's a few other things that I don't like about Ranger. I think Slayer in general is just the better Ranger. In general, you lose the spell casting, and there's a few spells that can benefit her, and one of them being Hurricane Bow. Now, that being said, if we get someone who has access to Hurricane Bow, myself, who has to grab a crafting feat anyway, I might as well grab Brew Potion. If I grab Brew Potion, then I can brew potions of Hurricane Bow, which will give her Hurricane Bow because she can use the potion, buff up, And there you go. She gets the extra weapon, extra D8 to damage, or does it turn into 2d6? I don't really remember what it turns into when it goes up a size category. Okay? So, there you go. That is an option right there for giving her Hurricane Bow. Now, the advantage of going Ranger and getting access to, keep in mind, though you don't get access to those spells until 4th level, me thinking about it. So, I personally view Slayer as the better option. Okay? For her, specifically. Mainly because you're probably not going to get going into Ranger with her. You could go Ranger with her, but thematically it doesn't make sense to me from her character, her personality. She's not one to rely on others. Okay? She's just character-wise, personal story stuff. She's not one to rely on others. She doesn't like relying on people. She wants to do things herself. She wants to be independent and strong. Okay? So I want to build into that and make it her character choice, her class choices make sense into that personality. That's just one of the things I like to do because I like building around a theme. So, with the one level fighter, you can kind of go into anything you want. She starts out with precise shot and point blank shot. I know I'm spending a lot of time talking about her specifically, but she's the only one at this moment that I'm going to be doing anything special with. We're going to be losing her later in the game. Also, her build's pretty simple. Just follow Paladin. What you grab for feats, it doesn't really matter. She's a Paladin. You can go straight tank, which is what she's kind of already built for with the shield focus. You get armor focus, so on and so forth. If you want to do more damage, there's options for that. If you want to, there's plenty of options for Sheila to be quite strong, just staying Paladin. Camilla, well, she's not going to stay in the party for very much longer. Once I get full rostered out, she's going to be getting kicked out, which is why I don't really care if she's, like, you know, useless here. I really don't care about this uselessness that she has going on right now. 5 strength, this makes her terrible. She's just going to be having problems throughout the rest of until we get to a certain point in the game. Why do I only have 5 strength? Oh yeah, because 7 minus 2. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. But yeah, this is the character probably going to have the most complex build of the characters that we have right here, right now. Because it's going to be 3 different 3 different classes, and potentially a 4th. I don't know if I want to go into Assassin. Okay? Let me talk about this for a little bit. Assassin is a bit of that class that has a bunch of useful tools in it. AKA you get poisons. Okay? You get poisons, better sneak attack progression. You lose some BAB because it's only 3/4 it's 3/4 BAB instead of full BAB. Alchemist, I believe, is also 3/4 BAB, or it might be half BAB. Actually, I can tell you right now. It is 3/4 BAB. Plus 15, plus 10, plus 5. Alright. Fighter's full BAB. Alright? Alright. For those of you who don't know. The throw anything feat doesn't matter with this. With her. What we're getting out of this is the mutagen plus 4 to dexterity is more specifically what she's going to be getting out of this for 10 minutes. Long duration. Very strong. Can be very strong. Though I think a few people make it. I'm trying it out. My original build didn't have her going into Vexactionist at all. Alchemist, Vexactionist at all. But, yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. I wonder. She has Brew Potion now. That's funny. Anyway. So, with that being said, moving on, she's going to be the more complicated build. I had her in a very similar build before, and she did very strong. Sneak attack. Let's talk about sneak attack for a little bit. Sneak attack is a very interesting mechanic in this game with ranged weapons. So when you're melee, what this says makes perfect sense. You gotta get into a situation where they're denied their dexterity bonus to AC, and then you get your bonus sneak attack damage. So this is anytime they're flat-footed, anytime they're on the ground, laying down, for example, because something tripped them or something along those lines. Now, that being said, oh, and flanking. I think I mentioned flanking. I don't remember. So, that being said, the easiest way traditionally has been flanking your target. So that traditionally, pen and paper wise, that is, you have a character on one side and another character on the opposite side. How this game translates that, I don't know. I'm assuming it's the same similar system. That's what I'm assuming. Now, with that being said, with ranged weapons, it's a bit different. I don't really understand how it works with ranged weapons. If someone knows and can explain it, please do in the comments. Normally, in Pathfinder, the pen and paper game, same conditions still apply. But there's also a caveat to that, of usually you have to be within 30 feet to apply sneak attack damage. At least as far as I know it. Now, not to mention, I don't usually play characters with sneak attack ability. I don't usually do sneak attacks. Alright. But from what I understood, it's within 30 feet, and they have to be denied their dexterity bonus. So it becomes a lot harder because you don't have access to flanking with ranged weapons, because you're not in their threatened square, generally speaking. So you need to rely on some other way to ignore their dexterity bonus. But in this game, it seems like as long as your character hasn't attacked the target, or that target hasn't noticed the character somehow, because I'm guessing there's some sort of sight range for NPCs, enemies. And as long as you can stay outside of that, which in my previous playthrough seems to be the case. So, we're going to be getting massive, so as it stands, here's the idea. We're going to be getting massive damage from the sneak attacks. We're going to be doing other things to see if we can boost up her stealth so that she can continuously get the sneak attack damage over and over and over again. I don't know how well that will go, but we will see. So, it'll be very interesting when it comes to her build. So, we're going to see massive damage coming from her whenever she lands her hit, because she's going to get the weapon damage. She's going to get eventually we're going to be grabbing a feat that gives you bonus damage on your bow attacks. Deadly Strike, I do believe, is the name of it. So we might be seeing some huge numbers from her. We might not. I don't know. I'm hoping. In my previous playthrough, it seemed to work out. Now that I have wasted 23 minutes on not doing anything, just explaining characters, let's actually get back into the game. I didn't really want to do that in this video, but I did.
Watch out for trouble.
Who are you? Horgus Gorm. Horgus Gorm. Gorm? Finally, someone from the surface. I was beginning to lose hope. Horgus Gorm, an elderly man in expensive but not ostentatious clothes, approaches you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises, and twisted in an expression of extreme discontent. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Horgus Gorm. Yes, that Gorm. You no doubt have heard of me. If you've spent any time at all in the city, I have a business proposition for you. Your name tells me nothing. Who are you? Does my character care? Yes, actually yes. You truly are freshly arrived in the city then. You couldn't have picked a worse time, that's for certain. Only just arrived and the city's been razed to rubble. You should know that you are looking at one of the richest and most distinguished men in Carnivorous. I may not be as well known as certain swaggering? Swaggering loudmouths who spent their lives trapezing from one ball to the next. But the Gourmet Trading Company is one of the pillars of the city. I'll have you know. Did you see the Marquez in the square? I paid for those. Tried and festival delicates. Delicacies. You have Horger's Grum to thank for that. Alright. I am sorry. I am terrible at reading, especially certain words. As you can tell, I apologize. How did you end up here? For a moment, Harger's eyes focus on Camilla before his gaze returns to you. Like everyone else, down I went when that accursed beetle cleaved the ground in twain beneath our feet. I'm lucky I didn't break my neck in the fall, and I'm doubly lucky that I didn't encounter any subterranean cockroaches on my blind wandering, and instead came across hunters from this settlement. Although I must say that when I first glimpsed their physiology, I don't know how to pronounce that word. My life flashed before my eyes. I know what the word means. He's referring to their physical appearance. Anyway, but they turned out to be decent chaps. Frightening to look at, but able to keep a bargain. You don't speak very kindly of the mongrels, even though they saved your life. Like, I don't know. Like, that does not sound too... like, insulting. He's speaking honestly. So, like, I'm not going to say that. What kind of business proposition? I don't know what is happening on the surface right now, but I am determined to find out. You have no intention of seeing out the rest of your days in this village, I suspect. I must find a route back to the surface, to the city, if there's anything left of it. You are a spellcaster, I presume. A sorcerer? A wizard? I can't tell which exactly, but it doesn't matter. Spells are always useful, especially in situations like this. So, that's interesting. A sorcerer, a wizard, I can't tell which exactly. Okay? So I'm wondering, if you played as a wizard, would he just say wizard? Or if you played a sorcerer, would he just say sorcerer? But because I'm playing an arcanist that is essentially a cross between a sorcerer and a wizard, am I getting unique dialogue here? You are strong. It will be no trouble to you. But I, alas, am not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling about through caves, playing at scouts. My position is simple. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins. I suggest we help this man. It is good to have friends among Carnivorous' elite. Diplomacy. I got +6. Isn't mine higher? I guess it's not. Yeah, +6. That means I need to roll a 10? Let's do it. It failed. Why not 10,000 or 100? No, let's not be merciless. Let's say 1,000,000. My initial offer was a king's ransom. You likely never seen so much gold in your life. It's not negotiable. I said 1,000. That's my final offer. Deal. Splendid. In the meantime, I shall sit here in the village. We have to go. Go on, go on. Don't forget our agreement. When you find the way out, be sure to tell me. I had higher speech with my previous setup character. Yeah,
Keep your calm.
that went a little smoother with him. Loot all the things because we loot all things. That's how we do things. Because in this game, stealing is not a crime.
There are many
Just taking
rules.
everyone's stuff. That's just laying around. It's not now done. That means it's mine. Even if it's just junk. Usually I can just immediately sell it.
Guide.
So, collect all, talk to you. You there. A tall woman with a face deformed by an enormous swelling smile broadly at you, showing all of her double row of small sharp teeth. You from the surface, you must be tough to make it all the way here. Never thought I'd see the day. Call me Draya. Let's trade. Let's trade. Why are you so eager to trade? Because all the people here are no better than animals now. Draya yells with surprising anger before being overcome with coughing, whipping her mouth. She continues. Our forefathers lived in the city, like you. Our people love to reminisce about armies, knights, crusades, but I couldn't care less about that. Savages with clubs can fight a war. Only civilized folk can buy and sell. They've all forgotten what trading is. They've forgotten the value of gold. They barter hides for plants, roots, and go on about the feats of the crusaders. Who cares about them? I don't need help remembering. I have coin and I have things to sell. Now let's trade. Like proper city folk. Let's trade. Who are you? The people around here call me all sorts. Drya the Hoarder. Drya the Coin. Drya the City Girl. Like, that's a bad thing. Ha ha. I trawl the caves, picking up all kinds of things from the surface that wash down here. Through your sewers. I trade all kinds of junk for food and clothes, but I only part with my best finds for coin. No good. Got no coin? Forget what money is? Well, then I have no use for you. If you want city goods, you need to pay for them with gold, like city folk. Let's trade. What do you got? Interesting. You got berries for a farmer. That's quite an interesting pick there. Thick pads. Woo! What else we got? Scroll of Bless, Scroll of Doom. How about Scroll of Reduced Disease? Which I can't cast anyway. Cover cold iron ammunition. Interesting. Alright, well, we're going to hit sells. Bulk selling. We're going to hit price by weight. Sell that. We'll hold on to that for now. Masterwork Greatsword can be sold. Masterwork Dagger can be sold. We're not going to get anybody that uses daggers anytime soon. We got one to cure light wounds. Excuse me. That probably got picked up. I am so sorry for that. Deal. We're not going to get much, but it's better than carrying all this stuff. Or picking up more. Alright, I believe there's some dialogue here, actually. Let's go talk to you real quick. This tragedy may not have happened if you'd spend less time surveilling honest citizens and more time tracking the real spies and demon worshippers. Brilliant idea. How come I didn't think of it? Now, if only the cultists would tell us they were cultists. Then we wouldn't have had to waste time investigating honest citizens who decided to go all cloak and dagger right under our noses. Hargas and Aniva set some distance apart sniping at one another in the idle fashion that testifies to their long acquaintance and mutual dislike. When they notice you, they quickly fall silent. What's the bad blood between you two about? It's an old matter. Miss Terrablade here had the notion of spying on me, then of rummaging through my goods. I ask you, do I look like a cultist? Humph. Cultists don't tend to look like cultists. You know, that's kind of the whole problem. And you, Mr. Worm, built a whole secret operation of buying and smuggling into the city. What was it? Oh yeah, magical weapons. How was I supposed to know that all the rigmarole with middlemen was so you could anonymously donate supplies to the cultist? Don't you see? I have a reputation to uphold, one that I value most highly. Horace Worm is a hard-nosed businessman, not a good fairy from a tale. Yes, I care about my city. Yes, I wish to see that its defenders, my defenders, were well fed and healthy and well armed. But to make those donations openly was unthinkable. I might as well hang a sign outside my door, welcome in every sponger. Sponger? Can't be saying that right. Leech and parasite in the city. I appreciate your help for the crusade. No jokes. You're an alright book, but carrying on secret dealings in the city that's teeming with cultists is a huge pain in the backside for us lot whose job is to keep an eye on that sort of thing. Anivia, how's the leg? The girl scrunches up her nose. Well, it hasn't fallen off yet, so that's good. They bandaged me up all nice and smeared some stinky stuff on the wound, so it looks like I'm gonna live. They said wait a day and I'll be right as rain, so I'm waiting. What do you think is happening in the city now? Perhaps the city is no more. If Tiscari himself appeared, there's no telling how bad things are. Can you hold off on writing our obituaries just yet? The city is full of fighters, and besides that, it's barely a stone's throw away from Noricium. Noricium, for those of you who don't know, the capital of the Crusader state of Mendev. Noricium is designated first and foremost as a defensive fortification to hold back the endless demonic hordes of the World. Nerosan is also a holy city of Iamade. Many of its noticeable residents are devout worshippers of Iamade, including Queen Gallifrey, the ruler of Mendev. The cruciform cathedral to Iamade is central to both Noricium physical structure and the defense of the city. The cathedral also draws faithful pilgrims from afar to worship at the ruined holy site. There's what that is. I think I haven't talked about that, but yeah, in the dialogue you'll get these things that you can hover over and read over, and like that's one of the biggest things I love about this game, the Pathfinder series. So Pathfinder Kingmaker did the same thing, and it allows you, if you really want to dive deep and understand what they're talking about, it's not hard. You just do this. It's a lot better than most other games where they just want you to go onto a wiki or go into the in-game like codex or like insert journal equivalent. Anyway, back to what she's saying. I think our people will hold on long enough for reinforcements to come from the Queen. This ain't Tiscari's home turf. He's gonna have to retreat or else fight off the whole Mendev army. What do you think of the mongrels? I thought they were just a story. sort of thing drunks in the taverns would come out with. Now I discover that it's true. Well, what can I possibly think of them? The poor creatures are most unfortunate, with their faces and their minds so deformed. It's a miracle they're even alive. The part that boggles my mind is that they're the descendants of the first Crusaders. All these years, they've been living beneath our feet in caves in the dirt. If I'd known the legend about them were true, I'd have dedicated my life to getting them out of this place. To what end? The people of Canaris would have stoned them on sight, and Palit Holrun would have had them tossed on the pyre in mass. Whatever the ills of this place, it is their home. How long do you think they would have survived on the surface? So that's the other thing to bring up. Like, with the whole anti-demon thing going on and their current appearance, it really is, like, he speaks truth here. Like, there's no good ending to these people's stories. Like, if they go up, they're either going to squalor down here and, like, live in bad conditions, or they're just going to go up to the surface and kind of be hunted by the people who go, you are demons because you look like monsters. You're monsters, so we're going to kill you. What are you going to do when you get back to the surface? I'm going to go home. Last I knew, I owned a very fine mansion. I shall see if it's still standing, or if I am now homeless. I'm going to find Irabeth. She's my wife and the leader of the Eagle Watch. As long as she lives, she won't allow Canaris to fall. We'll have to go. We have to go. Go on then, and don't dilly-dally. The sooner we get out of here, the likelier we are to find some people still alive up there. Take care of yourself. There we go. Dialogue exhausted. For now. More loot.
Focus on
More junk decided. So that's a rest point. Instead of doing that, we're going to go collect some more stuff. And I will not be surprised. She shouldn't die. It is very possible for you to rest and someone die in this game. Not because, like, resting kills you. No, it's because you have a disease or a magical plague or something, a curse, that's going to knock off some of your con, and eventually when your con hits 0, you die. That's just how that works. So keep that in mind. When, you can do your own playthroughs, which I highly suggest. This game is very enjoyable. The storyline seems to be very good so far, as far as I can tell. Though, that being said,
keep your calm.
there is a lot to this game. So if you're a person that has issues playing a game and sticking with it to its completion, and, well, this is a long game, so be warned. I need to change this formation. How do I want to change this formation? Alright, I know how I can change this formation. Do that. There we go. Alright. Make the house. Make the upside down house. Alright. Alright, and why am I going for this formation? Well, it's because I got two kind of frontline fighters here, and they need to be front. I got two people who are ranged, and then there's me, who's the weakest of the link, the lowest HP party member of the group, and if something looks at me funny, I die. That has something to do with it. Let's get some rest. Okay. It's time. We're heading out now. Land won't get in our way. Winona breathes and deeply through her nose. Her eyes narrow in concentration like she's trying to taste the air to detect even the faintest scent. Finally, she gives an approved nod. It's time to what? Were you watching me sleep or something? Winona snorts and turns away. You think I like looking at uplanders? I've got better things to do. Don't think you're special. Land won't get in our way. Where is he? on the way to his death if he decides to go it alone, or maybe it's in a hole somewhere crying about how lonely he is. I don't care either way. Are we just going to leave Hogwarts? Well, that's a dumb question. Are you sure the maze is the only way to the surface? Go with that one. Well, I guess it's an irritation. Do I look like someone who doesn't know what she's talking about? Yes, I'm sure. There might be other ways, but not anywhere near here. I've never made it all the way through the maze, but every time I've smelled the change in the air. Anyone who can't has no business being there. They're as good as dead. If you don't believe me, you can wait for another guide to show up. But no one apart from me will get you where you need to go. I need to start taking breaths whenever there's periods in the sentence. It's a bad habit. That's a dumb question. It's time to what? To get you out of here. I'm keeping my word. When it looks around, it's quiet now. The village has settled down. I know the shortest route to the maze. We'll take a boat. No one will see us. A boat? Huh. Are we still going to save the missing mongrels? Frowns. What? Oh, them. They're probably dead already. But if we meet anyone on the way, we won't just walk on by. At the end of the day, they are of the tribe. Alright, let's go. It's time to get out of here. Nods. Right, and another thing. You could have chosen not to listen to me, but you did. That means you have real strength in you. A strong person can take the truth, even if they don't like it. And the truth was on my side. I want to say, I want to avert your eyes. Thank you. You saved the tribe from a stupid mistake. They're alive now because of you. Now let's go to the boat. We'll get there fastest by water. Huh. Interesting. Oh yes, I lost land. So I guess we go back to this formation. Yes, we lost land because we didn't back him up. If you back up land and show the light, then, well, then you lose Windowalk because you're just kind of pissed. Well, you'll understand later. Yeah, formation. Yes, I already know how that works. Where the heck am I? Oh. I think I know where I am. Yeah, there's nothing over here.
Focus on the goal.
That's his way is to the boat. Really? Alright. Interesting. Now the question is, do I go back this way and kill things? No. No. We're just gonna skip it.
Watch out.
Nah. We're just gonna use the shortcut and be on our way. Okay, so we are immediately met with Lore Religion. What is this?
Posed little challenge.
Rasleaf of Bahamut. Demon Lord, Lord of the Minotaurs, and Lord of the Labyrinth. Huh, interesting. Okay. Loot some chests real quick. Collect. Windowall, get in position. I will get here. Windowall, drink your Dex potion. And start fire.
Against our resolve.
See, and there's that sneak attack already paying off. You are in a bad situation, so I think you're just gonna sit here and do nothing. We're gonna save your stuff as much as possible. Okay. You can cast spells. Did I remember to put... One moment. Did I screw up and forget something? I did. Oops. We'll throw Bless in there. Whatever. Leave it alone. I mentioned it like 3 times and I forgot. And I completely forgot. Man. Man, oh man. Let's cast Mage Armor. Because that lasts an hour and I don't want to die. And then we'll do nothing else. You, on the other hand, are going to... I really don't know what to do with you. Like, you are in a bad situation. Like, no matter how I look at this. How do you move up this way? Are they gonna shoot at me? Thank goodness, no. I can't handle being shot at. One dude did. Okay. So, longbows. She can shoot from there. But she missed. One magic missile. That is almost me dead. If that magic missile hit me instead. We're just gonna do this because that gives me plus 1 HP. I'm gonna charge that person and do no damage, basically. Thank you for hitting. That's great.
The light, take you.
Yep. What? What?
They'll beg me to stop.
And you missed again. Alright.
Go.
Magic missile back on her again. That's fine by me. Because it's not me.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
I want you to move over here.
I'll
Stop
cut you
that.
wide open.
Stop. Okay. Or don't. Can you charge? You cannot.
Into the
That was
fray.
a waste.
No match for me.
3 magic missiles.
So it comes to this.
Windowog, you're having some fun times here, aren't you?
The spirits demand your blood.
Also, the great thing about this alchemist thing is the fact that it does not... It stacks with everything. Pick the lock, please.
This one was beyond me.
What? Pick the lock.
I am helpful, am I
Thank
not?
you. Don't tell me it was beyond you. Pick up. Open the lock. Alright. Open this door.
I found something.
So this is a big
I hope
place.
you appreciate
So when you're playing through, if you have spellcasters, like, try to be frugal. Try to be sparing in your ability use. Speaking of which, I want to hit F5 for quick save. Open.
Keep your calm.
What's that there?
Time to practice my combat ability.
Ah, dude. What do we got? I'm just gonna do this. Give everybody a temporary HP. Like, you're gonna see me do this ability a lot, even when I don't need to. It's just for the first couple levels, I just don't have options. So, like, you're gonna see this through level 3 as well, with me. I'm not gonna start doing things anything effective.
I found something.
I hate whenever the game does that. Okay, thank you.
You've made
I didn't want to move up.
choice.
You are
Man.
today's sacrifice.
1 damage. Don't die. Thank you.
I'll rip you apart.
1 damage. See, now she lost the sneak attack. So,
No fear.
I don't know if I screwed up or not.
Go for their
I have a
heart.
feeling I screwed up.
They'll beg me to stop. Into the fray.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
Really, all we're doing is just
Wide
rolling.
open.
And hoping he doesn't kill
For
anybody.
me.
Alright. I need to check something real quick.
I'll prove I
Just
am the best.
to check something because stealth. Yeah, I don't have any ranks in it. Okay, I gotta fix that. Yeah, you're gonna want to put stealth ranks on her. Potentially. Loot! More loot! Ooh. Tome of the Minotaur. Sermons from the Labyrinth. We're gonna hit pause. Info. Almighty be our Lord, formidable and sublime. His body is a bastion of flesh, rising up from all minotaurs. His head, with the visage of a goat, is crowned with horns of flame. His shoulders and remnant are emblazoned with great runes telling of his wisdom and might. In his hand he wields Azurgul. His death-bringing scarlet glaive. Its dark blade cleaves and torments those who cling to false virtues and who grovel before gods. Hail Baphomet, hail Lord of the Beast, the Glorian and Lord of the Labyrinth. Hail the scions of Baphomet, the mighty host, uncountable in number. I speak the truth. Bow down before your Lord and Master, and let his will lead ya. Worship at his feet, and ye shall receive what ye desire. What was that? You learned of what? You learned something new from this book. What did I learn from this
Never
book?
stop learning.
What? Huh? Huh? Character? You learned something new from this book. What did I learn? What? Huh? Okay. I'm just gonna move on, I guess. I don't know.
My expertise prevailed.
Extensive but slightly water-damaged collection of writings on rituals and demon worship. I guess I already got it. All right.
There are many roads to
Did
success.
I loot dead man here? I did not. Ooh, breastplate. Breastplate. Who can use breastplate? Who needs the breastplate? You're not in a good spot to use that. You have +7, so you're not going to use that either. You have +7 from Dex right now. Padded. Oh yeah. So, when it comes to armor, keep in mind armor has a max dexterity bonus. So, here's something interesting right now. With her having a +7 bonus, this armor right here makes it so it's max dexterity bonus of 6. This only applies to skills, not attacks. So if I do this, her attack doesn't go down. But there's no point in doing that. Mainly due to the fact that, as you can see, her AC does not change. Oh man, I am having hiccup problems. Now all of a sudden. Which is not a good time to have it. See, so chainmail is +4. And breastplate, I believe, is +3. Yes. So, it's something to keep in mind when you have high dex characters. You tend not to give them any armor because the dex just isn't, doesn't scale as high as you would like it. Also, she needs some healing. Can you heal her, please? Okay, can you actually heal her, please? Thank you.
Focus on the goal.
What's that?
It is treasure! That is what it is.
They are the darkness.
House mongrels, what's going on here?
I'll rip you apart.
Ow.
No glory without risk.
One down.
Ah.
Alright. Can you not
So
auto
it
hit the
comes
person
to
with the highest
this.
AC? How about that?
The spirits demand your blood.
Okay. I guess that's what I'm dealing with.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Okay, what's going on here? Why are they attacking us? Nell looks at the mongrel's corpses. Her lips curl and then turn away. Well, are we going or what? There aren't that many mongrels. You must all know each other, right? Who was that? Marshark, some unlucky fools who thought the Shield Maze was a good place to go for a stroll. The maze drove them insane. If they weren't insane to begin with, that is. Pause, choosing her words. But this isn't the first time I have been attacked by people I know in here. Lost friends of mine would sometimes reappear like that. They didn't recognize me anymore. Trying to talk to them was a waste of time. Ending their suffering was the only option. She snorts. Deservedly? But it seems forced. Weaklings serves them right. You never told me this maze of yours was crawling with cultists. I did it because there weren't any. Looks like they got here the same way you did. They fell from the surface. Perception check passed. The maze doesn't look like the mysterious place you've made it out to be. Looks more like a cultist den to me, and well established at that. The maze has always been full of traps and subterranean monsters. Now it's got cultists as well. What does it matter to you when you studies you with narrowed eyes? I promise to lead you to the surface, and that's what I'm going. And that's what I'm going? Doing. It's not a G. D. You do not belong here. Let's go. She turns away. Fishy. Fishy.
I am helpful, am I not?
Watch out for trouble.
Ah. Well, let's go open up this door. Yes. This door right here.
Where do you
Window
want me?
log.
On your whim. I see something over there.
Where?
No match. I'll tear your throat.
Yeah, she missed. Of course she missed. Okay. You gotta move in. Move in. Move up.
They'll
Fire.
beg me to stop.
Nice. Cultist champion. That is going to be a problem, isn't it? I really don't want... Can I even save right now? Cannot save during combat. Of course! Of course you can't save during combat. Why would I think you could? Or you're just going to hold off. Okay. We're going to do the light. Fire solid debuff. You're going to miss.
I'll rip you apart.
Yeah, someone hits.
You are today's sacrifice.
Usually once an enemy locks onto a target, they continue to attack that target until the end of the earth. I'm just going to keep doing that, because I don't have anything better to do
Take you.
in this situation. I could cast Grease, but I don't know if that's a good option
Go
right
for their
this moment.
hearts.
You've made your choice.
Oops. Oops.
No glory without risk. They'll beg me to stop.
I'll cut you wide open.
Oh, nose.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this again. Take that -1.
Into the fray!
I wish that did 1 point of healing. I really do, that because it would be really useful if it did 1 point. It would also be really powerful too.
No match for me.
It's like, oh, combat's over.
The spirits demand your blood.
Like, I wish it did 1 point of healing, but then you lost it later if you didn't go the angel path.
No fear.
The light!
It would make
Take you!
this a lot easier.
I'll rip you apart!
You are today's sacrifice.
No, we're getting close. No?
The inheritor, guide my blade!
Go for their hearts.
Yes. Keep heading.
I'll just have to resort to brute force.
And yes, I'm doing
Into
that.
the fray! They'll beg me to...
Yay! Goody. Ah, what you got? Stuff. Stuff. More stuff. We're gonna get to a point where we're gonna start dropping shit. So. Why did you stop me for a moment, though? I'm really curious. Lockpicks! Woo! Oh, that's why you stopped me, because you found a trap. Okay. Now I understand. Alright. We're over encumbered now. We're not over encumbered, we're just in medium, which makes you walk slower. So, price and weight. So, the least valuable thing I have is right here. Drop that. This is added by a mod, by the way. This is not the base game, unfortunately. If you want to know the mod, this is the enhanced inventory? Yes. Enhanced inventory mod, I believe, adds that. So, it makes things a lot easier. You can sit here and just go, ah, this is not worth it. This is not worth carrying. Neither is that. Neither is this. No one uses that type of shield, except for Sheila. What else? What do we got here? You're not worth carrying. We got some scale mail. Can you use that? Medium armor, light armor. No, you don't want to go above me. You don't want to go into medium armor. You don't. Yeah. You're a dex bud. Warhammer. Yeah, we're getting a little bit more valuable. I keep the daggers because they're 1-for-1. Now we're getting into this 1-for-1 category. So we'll just do that. There we go. Alright. Pack the lock, 100%. Yeah.
I hope you appreciate this.
Give me all that. Sheila, you're gonna need to heal yourself here. Lay on hand stuff. Do it again. Alright, now we go downstairs, it looks like. Go down here.
Now what is that?
Click. Alright. Okay.
You're calm.
They will break against our
Oops.
resolve.
I need a save. You're gonna hold off. Yes, you're gonna hold off. Sheila's going to charge. Or not, because you can't for some reason. Why can't you? Why can't you charge? Okay. Move there. I'm gonna do my light. Give everybody a temp HP. She's gonna immediately lose that temp HP. We will shoot
I'll
guard.
rip you apart!
And you're gonna attack the wrong person. We're supposed to attack
I'll
Sheila.
cut you wide open.
Ah, Sheila. You need to
The
attack this person.
light! Take
And
you!
miss. Okay. We're gonna do this. Winding that target. Don't really need a high hit roll there to hit things.
The
A little
spirits
bit
demand
scary.
your blood.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Luckily, neither do our people.
This'll leave a bruise.
Ouch.
No,
Probably should be shooting you, but we need to get rid of that person because it's on the wrong person. I'm just gonna move to here, and then up here. Sheila! Lay on self. Oh yeah. Lay on hands, by the way. If you hit the self one, it only takes a swift action. So you can do it and do normal actions.
Without risk.
So it's a quite powerful ability because of that. It's probably one of the most powerful healing abilities. Self-healing, that is. In normal Pathfinder, there's a bunch of feats you can do that will work interestingly with it.
I'll rip you apart.
Unfortunately, those feats
You are
don't really
today's
exist in this game.
sacrifice.
There's also a trait, I believe, that
I'll
works
help
with
where
it
I
well
can.
with it. Because the wording. Alright, I need a save. So quick save. No, why are not everybody following me? Okay.
Only you deserve my obedience.
Do not fear. Do not
There you
waver.
go. Yep. I am going to just do this. Alright, so how do I do the delayed action? What did I hit to do that? No, no. Huh. Ah, here. We can delay. So we'll delay you after Sheila. Yes. Alright, Sheila. You need to charge the angry one. And miss. You just need to move up. Sheila is going to go down. More temp HP. Sheila, please hit.
Right. Take you.
That was not a hit. There. And can
Go
you
for
strike?
their heart.
No, you cannot.
They'll beg me to stop.
Alright, I can shut down this combat because I really don't want her going down. Or I could do this again. We'll do this.
I'll just sit here.
This pain
Don't worry about
Okay.
excruciating.
So that answers that question.
I'll cut you wide open.
We don't have a choice now. Because people don't want to hit. Eep. 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 Okay. So the great thing about Greece is that they made their saves. That's the great thing about Greece. Ah, boy. Okay.
The spirits demand your blood.
I'll rip you apart.
Alright, one down. Up. And there he goes. Ha! See, that's the great thing about Greece, is if you can get them to stand on it and stay on it, then they gotta make a save every turn. And now, it has a grand total of AC of 2,
They'll beg me to stop.
and then 6. That should have been sneak attack.
Go for their heart.
So now we just keep stabbing it until it dies. Or until the spell wears off, or it gets back up. See, now he's gonna stay there.
I'll cut you
We're
wide
gonna stab
open.
him again. She's gonna
I'll
shoot him
rip
again.
you apart.
Yes. No, she only needed 2. but I roll ones because I can't roll high ever in this game.
So this is how
Oh, she's down. Okay.
They'll beg me to stop.
This is not good. This is not good.
So it
Should I shoot
comes
it?
to this.
I hit. Hey, he falls down again. Yay! Should have started with that.
No match for me.
You've made your choice.
I'll rip you apart.
Okay.
No fear.
I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
They'll beg me to stop.
I don't have any offensive
I'll
spells.
just have to resort to brute force.
What the how'd he die? Oh, his rage ended. Okay. Now before we
Knowledge
do
is the key
anything
to
else,
victory.
I need to... Oh, this is a long video. Well, with that, yeah, I know I spent a lot of time talking, not really accomplishing much in this episode, but with that, I'm gonna have to call it an episode. So thank you for watching this. I'll see you in the next episode.